Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, here we are, January 5th, looking out the third floor window of the digs we're staying in right now. Out there is a runway, ladies and gentlemen, a runway. That's one end down there, and this is a part of the building that sticks out. We're looking back into the living area there. Looking straight down from the third floor window, you can see how narrow the drive is. There's 30 and Ranger coming back from the Sorry store in the morning looking for some shampoo. Looks like 30 got himself a drink of some kind. And more shots of just how tight it is to come into the facility here. From the street, you can see that the mirrors just barely squeak by there. And little video of one car backing out. He came out of one of those homes on the left and backed right out. Like a pro, like he does it every day, which I'm sure he does. And another car going out forward. And I didn't even think we were going to be able to fit in there with that van. The van on the right has been our rental ride that's parked on the deck there. And Ranger just drove it right in there. Now, here I am facing forward out of the third story window. I'm actually hanging out of the window, looking down towards the end of the runway. And that is where you cross by bike, foot, or car across the runway. That gives you some scale. See how small that car looks on the runway. A couple more shooting across there. And it's kind of freaky. You just drive across the one. We did leave later in the day and it was closed off. There was a helicopter at the one end. And here is a shot of Mike surveying the landscape that morning. And then this is actually today, the 6th. I realized I didn't have any interior shots. This is the downstairs area. Just this morning, there were some folks singing songs, praising Jesus down here. They have apparently moved on. And that allowed 30 and Ryzen to shoot some pool, and I think a cue ball got away from him there. Give you a little more of a 360 shoot around the room. Had a piano looking up to the ceiling. We're up there on the third floor, up on that railing. That third floor railing is where we're hanging out. And a big old fish in a fish tank. Tilapia. And then going out the front door into the courtyard. Very lovely. Sadly, a pretty dreary kind of down day. We're not going anywhere today. No traffic allowed in the city. No vehicles allowed. That and the rain, we just decided to punt and chill out for the day, which gave me an opportunity to put together these videos because I did have quite a bit of footage. Working my way around the courtyard, looking up at the big old structure. Impressive it is, I think. There's our rental van looking out. Got a nice courtyard and a fountain. There's your fountain. Coming down some steps here. And yes, I did fall on my ass, and it hurt. Professional that I am, I got back up and continued filming. It was quite slippery there. Have a fireplace, outdoor fireplace. Those are the steps I just almost broke my neck on. And out over the parking deck, the greened roof building is the restaurant that we've eaten in a couple of times now. Happy Tummy. Another shot back up at that's a third story window up there in the top right under the eave where I was shooting the runway earlier. Or actually that was yesterday. There's our Chariot. Take a walk out onto the parking deck here and give you another look-see at the runway, which is still have not seen any aircraft incoming or outbound. There is the Happy Tummy Thai Filipino restaurant. And a jeepney going by there. Working my way around, looking back. There's the third floor up there under that eave on the right there is where I was shooting the best vantage point. Doing a little 360 here for you. And the people who live on the other side of the runway. Nice spot to be in if you're an aircraft enthusiast, I would imagine. Then I moved myself down below the parking deck to give you a view up at the house, just to give you an idea how steep it really is. That's where we parked the first night we came in. And then you can see, I'm gonna mountain climb my way up this. They have the cement all roughed up to help with slippage. I'm just slowly taking it one step at a time. And a couple of steps. And we are back up in the courtyard where we started our outdoor journey. Turn to the right here, and there's the door we walked out of after we saw the big fish. And then later that day, the rain had subsided. It was dreary that morning. It was raining in the morning. And we found ourselves down in Baguio proper. So I rolled some shots of the city while we were driving along. This was just before we went to Jollibee for lunch. And we were going to go hit the Strawberry Farm Market after this. Impressive mural there. And I got some of these shots of the buildings that up above us from the roadway as we were traveling through the city. They're really perched up there. Got their water tank on the roof there, that green thing. Pretty impressive how they just keep on building up, perched up there. This one was completely overgrown, almost camouflaged from view entirely. More shots, more buildings. Kind of gives you vertigo a little bit. Imagine they have a pretty good view from up there. And a little footage here rolling along the street. And then we were sitting in the van. I decided to just roll some B footage here of the inhabitants going about their day. We were waiting for everyone to load up and get into the van, and I just kind of pressed the phone against the glass and let it roll. Alrighty, here we have arrived at Strawberry Farms. Got a couple thumbs up from Ranger. And pretty much a tourist trap. I think that's kind of what our MO was for the day. A lot of vendors selling trinkets that we was talking to Mike, things that you see, you could see at any state fair in Middle America or anywhere around the world. This is a long shot of where they grow the strawberries and other, lettuce, and I think there's some other things they're growing there as well, but they're famous for strawberries. And we had worked our way down through. There was one lane that bisects the whole area, and then looking off to the right where all the various plots were, I got the impression they were kind of co-opted or something, managed by different people. And that's pretty much the terrain, the single path that we were able to cover. And these bamboo makeshift bridges covered the irrigation ditches. It was a beautiful day, lovely blue sky, nice breeze, cool temperature. And looking up some of the hillsides where you're kind of in a flatland basin kind of area, you can probably detect that looking out on the horizon line there. Not sure what that is. I don't think it was strawberries. And then we were on our way, grabbed some Vista shots. Did pick up some strawberries, and we are off to a new destination. Still impressive how mountainous and dramatic some of these views are. Spun the camera around the back seat, got Ryzen and 30 and JR in the back seat of the van. Happened to pass by some jeepneys all lined up in a row, so fired off some shots of these. I think these things are really cool looking. Transportation for the every man, every woman jeepneys. Couple of jeepneys driving by. And as we continue to travel, couldn't help myself whenever I saw a big line of sight out in the distance. I tried to grab a shot if I could. This one we were blasting past a tropical tree of some kind. I don't think it was a palm tree, or not sure what that was. Mountains out there. More vistas from the roadways. And we made it to Mines View Park. Looking from a satellite view. And here we are, looking out. And of course, we, like everyone else, took an opportunity to do some selfie action. I spun the camera around here so you could just see the throngs of the many, all trying to juxtapose themselves into a position for a selfie. And then I climbed up under this somewhat dilapidated gazebo and did a 360. There's Mike. Kind of give you an idea what the environment was like. Sorry about the dogs. A lot of noise pollution in the Philippines. A lot of these videos, I just kill the sound, add the music track, because we would be serenaded by roosters or dogs most of the time. Or traffic or scooters or something like that. More vista shots. And got to give you an idea, there was a pretty good crowd there. Long shot of that rather dilapidated looking gazebo. Not exactly a place for someone who is not sure on their feet. The footing was a little dicey in some places. More shots out on the horizon, and a random woman with a purple hat, that's Ryzen there, and Mike and JR, and there's 30 in the maroon hoodie. Grab ourselves our shot. Rika and Maria got in on this one. Then we ended up at the mall. I did not do much shooting at the mall. We stopped for coffee and actually cappuccino, cheesecake, chocolate cake. It was nice. We sat there for probably about an hour and 20. And some of the gang did some shopping, and we got some groceries, and we finally got back. It was after dark. It was raining. And rather than cook, we hit our famous restaurant, Happy Tummy. And I had the presence of mind to get a before shot this time. All the delectable food. We have not been disappointed by one single thing. And then here is our after shot. Still eating, finishing up. Most of us full and happy and content. We still have to drag all of our stuff up the hill there and A lot of groceries and beer and water and all the stuff that we've been living off today so far.